At today's Late Night Book Club, I'd like to talk about a book that explores a fascinating question through science, neuroscience, and human experience. The book is You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. At its core, this book asks a simple but powerful question. What if the mind plays a larger role in the body than we were ever taught? This is not a book about rejecting medicine or promising instant results. Instead, it draws on decades of research into the placebo effect, neuroplasticity, and stress biology to explore how belief, expectation, and attention interact with the human nervous system. To understand the book, it helps to first understand what the placebo effect really is. In medical research, a placebo is not nothing. It is a way to study how expectation alone can influence the body. Across thousands of clinical studies, people given placebo treatments have shown measurable physical changes. These include reduced pain, improved movement, changes in immune activity, and shifts in brain chemistry. Brain imaging studies show that when someone expects improvement, the brain does not simply imagine it. It activates real neural pathways and releases real chemicals, such as dopamine and the body's own natural pain relief compounds. In other words, belief itself becomes a biological signal. This scientific reality forms the foundation of the book. Dr. Dispenza builds on this by examining how the brain functions more broadly. Modern neuroscience describes the brain as a prediction-making system. It constantly uses past experience to anticipate what will happen next and to prepare the body accordingly. When thoughts and emotions repeat over time, they become familiar patterns. The brain learns them, the nervous system adapts to them, and the body responds as if those patterns represent reality. Research shows that long-term emotional states influence hormone levels, immune function, inflammation, and recovery processes. This means the body is always responding to the internal environment created by the mind. One of the clearest research areas supporting this idea comes from placebo studies on pain. In controlled experiments, participants who believe they are receiving pain relief often report reduced pain. At the same time, brain scans show decreased activity in pain processing regions and increased activity in pain-regulating networks. Even more interestingly, when researchers block the brain's natural pain relief chemistry, the placebo effect disappears. This shows that expectation directly activates physical mechanisms inside the body. The mind is not pretending. It is actively participating. The book extends this understanding into everyday life. If expectation can reduce pain in a laboratory setting, what effect might long-term expectations have over months or years? Dr. Dispenza suggests that repeated thoughts and emotions become part of our identity. From a scientific perspective, identity can be understood as consistent neural firing patterns and habitual emotional responses. The brain favors familiarity. It tends to recreate known patterns because they require less energy and feel predictable. This is why habits, stress responses, and emotional reactions can feel automatic. When someone repeatedly experiences stress, worry, or helplessness, the body adapts to that signal. When someone repeatedly experiences calm, safety, or confidence, the body adapts to that signal as well. This is where emotion becomes especially important. Research in neuroscience shows that emotion amplifies learning. Emotion strengthens memory formation and signals to the brain that something is meaningful. This helps explain why stressful experiences leave such strong physical imprints, and also why calm, positive emotional states can support balance and recovery. The book encourages cultivating emotions such as gratitude, calm, and presence, not as wishful thinking, but as internal signals that help regulate the nervous system. Another major focus of the book is meditation. Meditation is one of the most extensively studied mental practices in modern science. Research consistently shows that regular meditation can reduce stress hormones, improve emotional regulation, and alter brain structure in areas related to attention and self-awareness. Brain scans of individuals who meditate regularly show increased activity in regions responsible for self-control and reduced reactivity in areas associated with fear and stress. From a scientific perspective, this demonstrates neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change through repeated experience. Dr. Dispenza presents meditation as a way to step out of familiar mental loops and gently introduce new internal states. With repetition, these states become easier to access and eventually feel natural. The book also explores the idea of mentally rehearsing a future state. In neuroscience, mental rehearsal is already well established. Athletes, musicians, and surgeons use visualization to strengthen neural circuits before physical action. Studies show that vividly imagining an experience can activate many of the same brain regions as actually living it, especially when emotion is involved. From this perspective, imagining calm, health, or confidence becomes a way of training the nervous system. Over time, the brain updates its predictions, and the body responds accordingly. One of the most empowering themes in the book is awareness. Awareness creates choice. When we become aware of our thoughts, emotional reactions, and habitual patterns, we gain the ability to pause and respond differently. This aligns closely with psychological research showing that self-regulation begins with noticing internal states without judgment. Rather than forcing change, the book emphasizes gentle consistency. Small, repeated shifts in attention and emotion gradually reshape neural pathways. This process is not immediate. It unfolds over time, much like learning any new skill. Across neuroscience, psychology, and mind-body research, there is growing recognition that the brain and body function as an integrated system. Mental states influence physical regulation, expectation alters chemistry, Attention directs neural resources. You Are the Placebo brings these ideas together in a way that feels accessible and empowering. Its central message is not that the mind replaces medicine, but that the mind is always participating in the body's processes. When we understand that participation, we can work with it more intentionally. At its heart, the book offers a hopeful perspective grounded in science. Your thoughts are not invisible. Your emotions are not irrelevant. And your inner state matters. Learning how to work with your mind, gently and consistently, opens the door to a deeper understanding of how we heal, adapt, and live.